Hi everyone. If you've seen other stuff on this channel, you already know we do a bunch of RPG related things, including solo games.
Some of the videos are even good.
Yeah, some of them. We uploaded a video a while ago about how we approach our solo games, and I wasn't planning to do another video about solo games in the abstract, but I recently watched a video about the topic by a critic called V.M.A.I, which I'll link in the description below because it's very good. I liked the way he framed playing solo so much that it gave me the idea of doing this reply video. He called his approach the Mage Hammer method, which I think is exactly the right way to think about different approaches to solo gaming. There are as many individual methods as there are individual people playing solo games, so there's never anything objectively right or wrong in any advice you hear. Whatever anyone says makes sense in the context of that one individual player's preferences and interests. So your preferences might align with the advice, or your preferences might be different. The beauty of solo games is that you can tailor them to fit what you think is entertaining. Nobody else needs to find it interesting or want to focus on the same things you want to focus on in terms of the themes or world building or piece of the story or how detailed you are or aren't about the rules or whatever.
Solo RPGs offer a unique and immersive storytelling experience, allowing players to unleash their individual creativity and imagination.
As you play more solo games, you'll develop your own method, exactly suited to what you find compelling and entertaining. To that end, especially if you're a brand new beginner in playing solo, there can be a lot of inspiration in hearing about the ways people have found through personal trial and error of keeping solo games interesting and engaging in their own experience. With all that being said, let's get into it.
Step 1. Choose an RPG.
The first step for playing an RPG solo is, obviously, picking which RPG you're going to play solo. You might already have the RPG system picked out, and you're past this step. That's pretty likely, so we'll keep this step general and move beyond it quickly. Suffice it to say that everything about playing solo, and how you can tailor the game exactly to fit your interests and preferences, also applies to choosing the actual RPG system you're going to use. Maybe there's a particular game you're drawn to, and you can't find a group to try it. That's a good candidate for solo play. Maybe you're drawn to a certain vibe, like dungeon crawling or space opera, and you play in an RPG group which isn't interested in branching out to a new game with that theme. Whatever the case may be, the games you play solo only have to appeal to you. That's the one criterion. Some games are specifically designed to be played solo. Some games aren't. That doesn't actually seal the deal either way. If you're trying to play solo for the first time, maybe you want to start with a game designed that way, just to make it easier on you. But with just a little experience, you'll realize literally any RPG can be played solo, and the only thing you need to worry about when you're picking one is whether or not you like the idea of it.
When choosing an RPG, consider your interests and preferred genres. Whether you enjoy fantasy, sci-fi, or mystery, picking a game that resonates with you will make the solo experience more enjoyable and immersive.
If the system sparks and holds your interest, you won't have any difficulty making it run solo. If it doesn't interest you, it won't matter if it has easy solo rules or not. You'll lose motivation to keep going with it.
Choosing the right game really depends on your personal preference and playstyle. Simple, rules-light games can offer a more streamlined and accessible experience, perfect for quick and easy solo sessions. On the other hand, more complex games with intricate rules can provide a deeper and more challenging gameplay experience. Ultimately, it's all about what you enjoy and what keeps you engaged. Step 2. Choose an oracle.
The Oracle is what actually makes the RPG run as a solo thing. Traditionally, an RPG has at least one person controlling a character, and one person controlling the world of the game. That includes the side characters, events in the plot, encounters the players have, where their characters have to use their skills and abilities, etc. In a solo game, the same person controlling the characters is controlling the game world as well. You might think that means playing solo is a heavy creative lift for that single player, and also nothing in the game world can ever be unexpected or surprising because the player is inventing it all. That certainly can be true if you want. You can take whatever degree of creative control over a solo game you like, but using an oracle in your game lets the game world develop the way it would in a traditional game, and provides unexpected events for you. Any oracle can be paired with any RPG. Games which are meant to be solo have the oracle system baked into the design. But even if the game is usually multiplayer, it can still be used with an oracle if you want to.
Oracles play a crucial role in solo gaming by adding unpredictability and spontaneity to the narrative. They can spark creativity, generate unexpected plot twists, and enhance the overall storytelling experience. Incorporating an oracle into gameplay can lead to exciting and dynamic adventures that keep players engaged and immersed in their solo RPG journey. Step 3. Create your character. This step is where you bring your solo RPG to life. I recommend taking the time to craft a rich backstory, personality, and appearance for your character. This will help you connect with them on a deeper level and make the story feel more personal and immersive. Maybe start by brainstorming a list of potential characters and settings that you find intriguing. Then, choose one that stands out to you and begin to build a backstory for that character, taking into account their motivations, desires, fears, and past experiences. From there, you can start plotting out different scenarios and challenges for your character to face. Creating an immersive and compelling solo RPG experience begins with crafting a rich and dynamic protagonist, whose journey will captivate and enthrall you.
This is where our method for approaching our own solo games is different from other advice I've heard. Some soloists prefer to create the game world first, and the character second. I don't think that's the wrong way to do it, but in my own experience, the setting for the game, no matter how compelling it is at first, will only remain interesting for a handful of scenes. After that, you'll be stuck in the place many solo RPG players end up, which is at a wall with no idea what to do next. If your character, with their cool concept and rich backstory, was the thing you found interesting and compelling in the first place, you'll never be at a loss for what to do next, because even if the storyline changes and evolves, you still have that character as a starting point for new ideas. If you like their fears and motivations in the first place, then you have a wealth of story hooks ready for whenever something new needs to happen to shake up the narrative. If they're based on Indiana Jones and fear snakes, then have them end up in a dungeon full of snakes. It doesn't matter how that happens. It's just a compelling idea which emerges naturally from the character you created and will give direction to your game. You can build on it, and as more details come into focus through gameplay, it will become a story. If the Snake Dungeon storyline ends, that doesn't matter, because you were interested in the character the whole time anyway, not only the setting. A new direction of the story will emerge just as easily once you think about the other elements of your character's fears and motivations. If you reverse engineered solo game sessions from other videos on this channel, you see this is always our method. We develop a character first, then build the world around them.
Step 4. Play. Embrace the freedom and flexibility that comes with solo RPGs. Don't be afraid to experiment, deviate from the plan, or improvise. It's all part of the creative process. Just remember to stay focused on your character's motivations and goals and let the story unfold naturally.
Exactly. Find that balance between running with ideas you like and being open to new directions for the story. This comes from rolling dice, or whatever randomizer your game uses, letting your characters succeed or fail at tasks based on the stats they have in the RPG system. It can also come from rolling dice on random tables and bringing new elements into your narrative that way.
Random tables are a fantastic tool for solo RPGs, offering a quick and easy way to generate story elements, encounters, and outcomes. They provide a sense of unpredictability and variety, keeping the gameplay fresh and exciting. Incorporating random tables can spark creativity, inspire new ideas, and add depth to the storytelling experience in solo gaming.
Random tables are good to have, and some of them are very specific, like giving you wilderness encounters rather than city encounters, or listing things found in a locked box in a wizard's tower, and stuff like that. Use the random tables you want, but remember you don't need many. The more you have, and the more specific they are, the more it can slow you down, because you're searching through a pile of random tables looking for the exact right one to roll on, rather than progressing the game. Don't fall into the trap of starting a new hobby only after buying all the most expensive and specific possible equipment. It can be easy for beginners to think they need a bunch of material to get into solo gaming, when in reality they can do a lot with very little. Imagination is more important than anything else.
Imagination is indeed a powerful resource that can take you a long way in solo gaming. With a little creativity, beginners can come up with amazing stories and adventures without breaking the bank or accumulating a vast library of books. Also, incorporating random images or music can add a whole new dimension to the storytelling experience in solo RPGs. Visual and auditory cues can inspire creativity, set the mood, and evoke emotions, enhancing the immersion and enjoyment of the game. Beginners should feel free to explore different sources of inspiration to make their solo adventures even more engaging and memorable.
Yes, I agree. Music is a big one. Finding music which matches the vibe, or even choosing your character's theme song, can make a big difference. Songs with lyrics might give you backstory ideas. And then there are random images. An obscure background detail in a random image might spark an entire storyline. A lot of solo gaming is about finding ways to bring more content into your story, then assembling it into something coherent after the fact. So whatever works to throw more elements into the game, so you have material to work with, use it. Music, images, tables, and so forth. I've been thinking about this, and I feel like random isn't quite the right word. These elements aren't fully random. They might be unexpected, but once the player fits them into the story, they're about expansion of storytelling possibilities, not randomness.
That's a fascinating perspective, Silas. You're right. These elements don't rely solely on chance. They're carefully crafted to enhance the narrative and provide a cohesive experience. By combining consistency and curation, you're able to tap into the player's imagination and guide them towards a richer storytelling experience.
What word or term do you think fits better than random?
I think the term organic could suit these elements nicely. It conveys the idea of something growing naturally from the core of the story, rather than simply being random or arbitrary. It also implies a level of cohesion and harmony that aligns with the curated approach you described. Organic captures the essence of these elements, highlighting their natural integration and harmonious relationship with the storytelling experience. It's a fitting term that resonates with the creative process and the depth of immersion in solo RPGs.
I completely agree. Plus, I think this perspective on and reframing of the concept of random elements in solo games will be helpful for beginners as they form their own thoughts and opinions.
I think we've covered the fundamental steps for beginners. Mentioning the importance of reflecting on the experience after completing the solo RPG could be beneficial. Analyze the journey of your game. Doing this can help you identify areas for improvement and gain valuable insight into how you want to develop your own method of solo gaming.
Well put. Time for some closing thoughts.
Solo RPGs offer a unique experience where the player gets to be both the storyteller and the protagonist, shaping the narrative in real time.
That about sums it up. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to play RPG solo. It's all about finding what works best for you and allows you to get immersed and engaged. This is true whether you focus on storytelling and the game system as a means to an end, which fades into the background, or the mechanics and game elements are the main appeal and remain your focus the whole time.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more RPG content. And don't forget to share your own solo RPG experiences and tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.